Hey, what's up, guys? It's Guiltspire here, and welcome back to the Binding, of Isaac. Just wolfed down some food real quick before stream, so apologies about that, but hopefully you all are doing well. With that being said, let's start off today's stream with a bit of randomness. And looks like we are on Lilith. Alright, sounds like a plan. Just lurking? No worries, Alex. Hope everyone having a great day, as per usual. What's everyone been up to so far? And also, yeah, simple, that food, or based on what you're saying, looked really good. I'll have to try out the recipe at some point for sure. I'm trying to bait this spider out, not working all too well for me. Alright, let's see. Pisces, tears plus knockback. That's actually not too bad, honestly. It is pretty useful. And we've already done boss rush. Kind of disappointed that I got hit by fire there, I'll be honest. Thought I had the speed necessary to go through. Yep, saw that one coming. So I'd like to go back through the floor and get my charges back if possible. Oh, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna lose even more charges. Swift match, we were playing Spirit and the killer was streaming. One of his viewers came into our stream, didn't say anything, but after the match, went back to tell the killer's stream, started telling him we were talking crap about him. Yeah, see, I never understand why viewers potentially will go out and try and start drama. I see that all the time happening with like Atstarva or Dowsy in their streams as well. And it's like, if a viewer is theoretically supporting you, and it's like, why would a viewer try and make your life worse? Like, they obviously want to support you in some way, shape, or form. But, like, they try and make your life worse by creating unnecessary drama. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Hopefully the streamer was, you know, able to be rational about it and not just take the one viewer at their word. Honestly, you know, I like to take the word of you guys, of course. At the same time, I fully recognize that I need to be selective in what I am taking the word of without having first-hand information or accounts, because otherwise it can result in those type of situations, right? I have 2 years, why would I make fun of that? Yeah, exactly. It makes zero sense to that type of behavior. It's like, that's why whenever like someone like that comes up like, hey, you know, what did they say? You know, show me evidence, stuff like that, because if I am just going off the, you know, word alone, then that can go wrong real quick if you are not careful. And it sucks because, you know, you always want to trust what people say and give them the benefit of the doubt, but unfortunately can't always do so. You need to be mindful that as much as you want to feel like you know people online, sometimes, you know, it is limited in that regard. But thankfully, that's where you kind of create a community to where you don't have to worry about that as much. You know, like in my situation, personally, I really trust my community because I've fostered a community where I feel like I can trust you all, you know, pretty well and don't need to worry about stuff like that. So for me, at least, you know, if someone that I viewed as a trusted resource, for example, were to say something like that, then, you know, I'd probably take them at face value. Whereas if someone, you know, said that and maybe they're a new viewer, I might not be as trusting in that regard. I saw of him follow until told him good luck the rest of the stream, and deep down didn't really want to cause the whole situation. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. Yeah, overall, like I said, just kind of a stupid situation, and honestly, if I was that streamer, I'd be a little bit disappointed in my viewers to know that they were purposely trying to cause drama between, you know, myself and another streamer. It just is such a silly and childish thing, and it really does show that, unfortunately, some viewers simply look at the streamer as a source of entertainment and not as a person as well. Which is a wee bit unfortunate, to say the least. Alright. Let's see if I cannot take so many hits. I've been just taking non-stop contact damage. It's been horrible. I'm not going to do Devil Deal because I only have one red heart. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. The reason why I still did was because he wasn't the issue. Yeah, exactly. That's another, you know, thing I will say that I would say you did really well in that situation, is that you didn't simply go, oh, it's the streamer's fault, because at the end of the day, it is the viewer. You know, the viewers, though, in some ways are representative of the streamer. And I've said this before when something like that has come up, to where, you know, I, at the end of the day, want to ensure that, you know, what is being said in others people's chats is representative of me. I fully recognize that there will be moments where you guys, honestly, you know, honestly are representing me and might say something wrong, and if so, you know, I want to know so I can correct that behavior, yada yada yada. I've had, I think, only 1 or 2 instances like that happen, to where, you know, I saw behavior which I did not feel like represented my standards, and whenever I see that, I, you know, personally go and talk to that viewer, for example. It's only happened once, so kind of a moot point at this moment in time, but point still stands nonetheless. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted Skeleton Key. Is either 99 bombs or 99 keys. And, well, he seemed a little bit better in this instance. Means I can always get my item room and stuff like that, right? Ugh. That was rough. CFTF today. Indeed, indeed. 6 p.m. CST. So, looking forward to that. If we could just not have to deal with this turret, that would be lovely stuff. There we go. That's what I like to see. Okay. My god, why am I taking so much contact damage? I think it's because I don't have directed tiers, and because they're, like, off to my side and following me, it's hard for me to knock back enemies, I'll be honest. Let's activate this. We'll get 2 charges back. Today, I want to say it's either Dosh and We Can't Loop, or it's for Dwight's One Locker We Can't Loop. I'm not sure which. I'd have to double check the schedule. It is on the Discord if you are interested in checking that out, of course. Alright. Well, that reminds me, I do need to take damage in some ways in order to make sure that I'm going to activate Cambion Conception. Down second hook? Okay, perfect. So, looking forward to that. Should be a fun time. Tech 2. Did nothing. That physically did nothing. Wow, that's... Well, that's the Bind of Isaac for you. That is the Bind of Isaac. Sometimes it can just say, hey, go kick rocks, mate. And you kind of just sit there and take it. Sounds about right. Criminy. All it did was lower my freaking shot speed. And that was literally it. That's all that did. Yep, 10 p.m. Fortnite versus We Overslept. I might stream that one. I'm debating it, but more likely not, I'll probably not, as I bet you'll be pretty tired after streaming plus CO2F, of course. Like, people don't realize, I don't know, I don't know why it's so different. Frankie summed it up pretty well one time, where this for me is narrating what I'm doing versus COTF, which is commentating. And so, like, I'm used to 4 to 8 hour streams. That's, you know, whatever for me. But it's just like COTF specifically. And I think it's simply because of the difference in style that's necessary in order to accomplish it. So it's kind of an interesting thing, to say the least. Another key, not that I need that, to say the least, but doesn't hurt. Plus, with this, I feel it's a bit more relaxed. That's true, that's true. That's why I actually didn't mind yesterday where I streamed the sample text match, because it felt very much in that same vein. It is very much relaxed, because I was still, like, chatting with chat, and, you know, not just commentating. Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's pop this, so we can get double leech and double incubus. Come on, need to get rid of you. There we go. Much better. I have a few bombs. Let's see, a bomb. So 2 bombs for a key and a card and a penny. Is that worth it? That's 10 cents for 11 cents. So you know what? Why not? You should. It was a fun match. Like I said, you guys did well. There's just a few mistakes here and there, but otherwise, showed a lot of promise. So I wouldn't say by any stretch of imagination that you should be upset with the results. At the end of the day, Forward White's Locker looked quite similar when they first joined Vigo's court, outside of the killing side, of course. The killing side was a little bit better, not to be braggadocious, but the Survivor side definitely struggled the most. I was very stressed playing Killer in comp. Honestly, like I said, you did relatively well. I would not say in the slightest that you did poorly. It was simply that there are still things for you to learn. And that is perfectly okay. So definitely be happy with that. Some of the moves that you made, some of the things that you did were very comp-esque. It was just knowing timing of things. An angel room and a damage upgrade. That's great. And a wafer too. Now that is what I like to see. Now let's do this and then tower card for some additional damage. Should help out a wee bit. Okay, if we could not spawn additional enemies, that would be fantastic. I'm gonna take contact damage again. I can already feel it. This is where I wish Leech would transfer from the angel to the small angels. That would make my life a lot easier. And it would mean that I'm not taking as much damage. Drivers are out. Gotcha. Thank you for the heads up. I will fix that right after this angel. Don't think the angel would be all too kind to wait for me while I fix the drivers. Alright. If you have no one else who is streaming the match and would like it, I can stream. Yeah, right now I have a few people who are helping out. And realistically speaking, I'm not really asking anyone to like commentate stuff like that. Just to stream the matches because people are interested in watching is the biggest thing. Let's just send it. Why not? I think that is the better play here. I hate rooms like this. I always am going to take some form of damage off these godforsaken bomb flies just because I shoot them at like the worst time in the world. Or my leech just kills them instead. That too. That also tends to happen. Let's see. Hey, balls of steel. Very nice. I also like to see how he did and what others thought. Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, feedback is everything, and I think the best thing you can do, honestly, because I think that you have a really good foundation for a comp killer draft, is to keep on practicing. I reach out to some other teams like Forward White's Locker, and the like to practice. The biggest thing is that I would always recommend not necessarily practicing with the best of the best. Like, it's great in all the practice against, like, the cerebral assassins of the world, right? But I would say that the best course of action when you're still learning comp is to practice around people who are still your skill level. Which I would say would be important in situations like that. So I'd highly recommend, you know, reaching out to like Forward Whites, whose I'd say Survivor team is still a bit weaker at times, and not having them run their best survivors. Of course, there's also your own team, which is always a good place too, because as you get better and more confident with killing, they obviously can also get better in their ability to, well, survive. Reckon survives last night with Ghostface. Very nice, very nice. Let's grab you. And honestly, school bag doesn't sound so bad. We get a secondary active item slot. So now instead of just the box of friends, we can also pick up another active item too, which is actually kind of cool. All right, get rid of you, and then Leech can help out with you. Yeah, Ghostface is a lot of fun, and actually isn't horrible in comp. The biggest thing is that obviously he struggles a bit since his main ability is just stealth-based. Outside of that, though, really fun killer to play in comp, if you can play him right. Biggest thing is don't try and mark people. That usually doesn't go all too well, let's put it that way. Oh, do we have nothing but needles? We have nothing but the needles. Nice. Just what I love to see. Let's see. Alright, well, looks like we should be heading towards our boss, though we haven't gotten our item room yet, have we? So I'd like to find that if possible. Try and get one mushroom at a time, use our leech to our advantage. Try not to take any hits, though, all the while. There we go. Leech doing its job. Come on, Leech. There we go. Yeah, no. I mean, scrimming your own teammates is pretty common. That way you also don't give a potential competitive advantage to a competitor. Personally, I never cared. Because I always just wanted that extra experience of playing against a team that doesn't know how I play certain killers, or that is able to give me newer and different feedback than what I've received before. So I'd say scrimming your team is always important, but also getting the perspective of other players and how they play is also very important, in fact. So do not forget to do that as well. Though I know always the hard part is the scheduling, of course. Hairpin, danger charge. I think I'm just gonna take my lockpick so I can just open up a red chest freely without using keys. Not that I need to worry about that because, well, I have 99 keys. Alright. Easy enough on this room. I'm really hoping that the item room is on the way to the boss, and it looks like it should be. I always hate this room because I'm always, like, normally they always shoot left to right, but occasionally they'll shoot up and down, and it just is a huge surprise when they do. It always randomly happens. Number 1, or Monstro's Tooth. Number 1 would increase our shot speed. We're gonna go Monstro's Tooth, I think. And we'll use that first thing in the boss to try and crush the boss. And then we'll go with our box of friends, ideally. Because Monstro, when he lands on an enemy, is going to deal a total of about 120 points of damage, which is not too bad. Let's see, is that everything? Yeah, that is perfect. So, 120 points of damage. Gonna start it off with. Let's blow that up real quick. Let's try and get him to stomp over here. That way we can blow up that barrel, get some explosive damage as well. But, I mean, if he just wants to die, that works too. Not gonna complain with that. Experimental treatment. Some stats up. Ooh, that's a lot of good stats up. That was up in damage, up in range, up in shot speed, pretty much up in everything. Not too bad. We don't need to rush because we don't need boss rush right now, which is always nice. The little ghosty buddies. I do actually really hate these guys, but we did spawn Little Brim, which is kind of nice. Gets a brimstone laser buddy. Looks like some pins, fine by me. Let's see. Perfect. And some ghosty boys. These aren't usually too bad. They're a little bit tedious at times because it kind of takes a while for them to spawn, but outside of that, they're pretty good. There we go. Perfect. Alright. This room looks atrocious. I might just pop my box because I'm a little bit concerned about taking too much damage on this room, I'll be honest. I was trying not to take any, but took, I think, 1 full heart of damage there. Yeah, I feel like it was 1 full heart of damage. And we're kind of far away from from our Cambion Conception activating again. Blood Brim's good in theory. In practice, though, it's okay. The time it takes to do that full charge is kind of long. Though, for, like, crowd control, like that moment there, not too bad, let's be honest. That worked out quite well. Trying not to take damage from the red fires, if we can help it. Hard to pay attention to what theoretically is 7 enemies in that type of room. Perfect. Mirror Myers is always fun. Yeah, Scratch Mirror Myers is always a fun time. Even when you're playing against them, I had a ton of fun that one Midwich match. I think I have it on YouTube. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't already. Yo, what's up, Artemis? How goes it? How goes it? How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Alright. Oh, let's see. Oh, I just realized that I think I lost a red heart canister with that experimental treatment. I didn't even realize with all the stats ups and downs. Wow, that really shook things up, didn't it? Perfect. Pokego or Snot Goblin? We're taking Snot Goblin. I think that's Poison Tears? No, it's Booger Tears, even better. Which means I would like a luck upgrade, since we're right now in negative luck, which is rather less than ideal, to say the least. Alright, let's try and line up my tiers so we can actually hit these things. Just with the boyfriend? Hey, well that's very exciting. Say hi for us. Hopefully the boy is doing well. Hopefully you are as well, in fact. Alright, more bombs. That's actually pretty good. Don't have a lot of those. At least not in the grand scheme of things. Perfect. Just saw E3 Day 2, and it was legit a Square Enix advertisement. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. To be fair, I think like Ubisoft was basically Ubisoft Day as well. But overall, I'm liking a lot of what I saw. I saw whatchamacallit, Slime Rancher 2, which is kind of cool. Very excited for that. In fact, I played Slime Rancher 1. Might stream that eventually. Wouldn't be a horrible idea. For 2 weeks and currently playing DVD on his PS5. Hey, well that's exciting. Imagine you two are going to enjoy the time together. Okay, if I could not take damage, that would be beautiful. Perfect. And let's switch to... Nice job, me. Literally switched and pressed spacebar immediately. Nice. Well, at the very least with Booger Tears, we're going to get a ton of damage on this boss. Literally. Look at all the boogers. Let's try and watch the shadows, and we're good. Really? We got a devil deal. I would rather not. Yeah, we're doing Dollywood again tomorrow? Dollywood. Sounds like a fun time. Did we get everything we needed? I think we did. I don't want to go for Devil Deal. I think it's a bad idea, honestly. I looked at it for like 10 seconds and already looked not that great. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, keep in mind that I would never judge a game based on its trailers or what you first see in E3. I would always judge it based on what it looks like once it finally releases. So just be a bit patient. If there's any game that looks interesting to you, just kind of keep it in the back of your mind for now. And, you know, obviously, think about it when it comes out if you want to try it out or find some YouTube videos. The graphics were last year. Well, keep in mind something, that not every studio has the ability for, like, the latest and greatest graphics, right? Which is an important thing to remember. Not to mention that graphics are getting to a point now where it's almost impossible for them to upgrade any further with the current technology that we have in hand. We're actually at what's known as a bit of a technological standstill of a lot of that type of stuff. So, another thing to keep in mind. Either ways, should be a fun time. Exactly, a lot of stuff is aesthetic or art style. It's not just, you know, you want ray tracing, the best lighting in the world, stuff like that, right? You know, in some cases that is what certain studios are going for. Otherwise, you know, they might do something more simple. A, because of money, B, because of resources. And Square Enix is not necessarily the developer, but also the publisher. They could have other studios underneath of them that are doing other things. So that is another important factor to where Square Enix might not be the one, you know, not the main studio developing it. Much like how, whatchamacallit, Ubisoft has many different studios as well. Well, like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. Best not to do so. You might be missing out on something really cool by, you know, whatchamacallit, I guess passing it up early. As the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. Alright. You won't have a charge on Monstrous Tooth. Honestly, I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is the fact that I haven't gotten my item room. So let's go for that real quick. But yeah, overall, personally, what I've seen so far, like, normally I'm kind of checking out certain games from certain developers. For example, was it Devolver has brought out another game called, was it Wizard with a Gun? It kind of reminds me of, like, Try Not to Starve, but with Devolver being Devolver and, like, a fully new thing, and I'm fully all for it. It looked really cool to me. Yeah, it looked like Don't Starve. It was Wizard with a Gun. I was quite happy with what that looked like, so I'm kind of interested to see some YouTube videos of that eventually. Really, is our item room seriously the last place that it looked? That's unfortunate. Well, good news is I don't have to worry about these guys all too much. I guess we can use our lovers here. Hope that we get a soul heart for some odd reason. A triple turret, no, and thank you. Would rather not. And let's make sure you guys do not spawn any spiders. Try and take care of you real quick, like. There we are, finally. Yep, there's a turret. Let's keep that in mind. Perfect. And what's our last item choice? Headless Baby or a dice? We're gonna go Headless Baby, because that is another buddy that can be doubled up with our box of friends. And we're one soul heart away from taking damage. Yeah, one soul heart away from taking red heart damage, which means we'd lose out on our angel deal or devil deal. I'm really hoping for an angel here, I'll be honest. Let's switch off of the Monstrous Tooth. I think we can forgo that for now. And try our best to simply do crowd control. In the meanwhile, thankfully the leeches should take care of most of the enemies. That's if they actually track them, that is. Ooh, that was a close one. I almost took it there, and still no angel room. Wow. That is quite unfortunate, I'll be honest. Yeah, check out Wizard of a Gun. if you haven't done so already. Overall, you know, like I said, not disappointed with this year. I also understand another big factor, which of course is, Jesus Christ, these enemies taking nothing but contact damage. Another thing, what exactly is the Polaroid? The Polaroid is what allows me to get from the cathedral to the chest. Oh, that was a god-awful golden chest, honestly. But yeah, so that's what allows you to get to the next path, basically. Let's use this. Don't want to mess around with the double boss if I can help it. Yeah, another factor just to keep in mind is obviously COVID has slowed down a lot of development for a lot of developers. Or even in some cases resulted in situations to where, you know, the development cycle may have been slowed down by upwards of a year, if not more. So if the graphics seem off or gameplay seems off a little bit, like, oh, why isn't this better? You know, it just came out. It might be because it's supposed to come out like a year, if not longer ago at this point. And, you know, obviously didn't for reasons outside of the developer's control. Let's see, full card. Not too worried about that. Oh, needles on top of those freaking guys. Fantastic. I didn't even mean to dodge the needles, was the funny part. There was a balls of steel pill. I don't know what colors it was, though. So let's take a look at this. Puberty. Oh, you know what? That's not horrible. I'll take it. Yeah, once we use our box of friends, our damage goes up instantly. I mean, it's so much damage output, that's kind of ridiculous. Alright, where's this godforsaken boss room? We've already lost our angel room chance due to the fact that we took damage earlier. So I'm not exactly too worried about that. But I would like to keep my eternal heart that we have. That way we can get another health upgrade, if possible. Need to just hold on to that until we finish the boss and go to the next floor. But I have no idea if I'm going in the right direction for this boss at this moment in time. That's the hard part. Thankfully, we have a bit of knockback thanks to Pisces, which was our first item that we got. That helps us out with rooms like that, for example. This, on the other hand, this is god-awful. This is a trap if I've ever seen one. Do I know what I just took damage there from? Absolutely not. I have no clue. But did I take damage? I did. Sometimes, like, when it gets to, like, bullet hell like this, both yours as well as the enemies, it's nigh impossible to see what's going on. It really is just a tedious thing. Maybe I stepped on a red poop. That's a possibility. I'm surprised I did not get it there, I'll be honest. And the thing is, even after I killed this one... God. There's gonna be two more that spawn. Like, these are one of the worst enemies in my opinion, because they just take forever to try and kill because of their movement. Like, they shoot, then pop back up, shoot, then drop back down. It becomes a tedious process. Well, I'm going to guess that the boss is over here. We did lose our Eternal Heart too. It's interesting, I have to look more. I enjoyed Don't Starve, but kind of got to the point where I don't know what to do next. Yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about Don't Starve, and one of the reasons why I decided not to make it one of my series that I was going to do. Just because it felt like I didn't know what the next step was. Where like Subnautica, Outlast, and everything else, there was always something else, right? And something for me to accomplish next. Don't Starve was like, okay, you know, I get into this resource loop where I have the resources that I need, and then I simply try and survive. Now, of course, that is the object of the game, which is to, well, survive, hence the name Don't Starve, but still. There's this little bit of monotony that comes about after a certain point. Which is unfortunate, because, like, mechanically it's a really nice game, but it seems like there's more to do in Wizard of the Gun, at least based on the trailer. There's stuff to collect, right? And, you know, it's a multiplayer survival too, so I'm not sure if that means that you can simply just play a friends, or maybe there might be people on the server that aren't just you, which is also a possibility. Which would be kind of a cool thing. Seriously, why are we getting so many lover cards? That is unusual. Seems like a high number. Don't starve with friends. That time explore entire island, remain out of things to do. Yeah, that was something that when I was playing it by myself, one thing I did quite often was I would go out and explore the entire island first before sailing down on a base to try and get as many like resources as possible. And so I'd explore around and go, oh, but like there are times where I wouldn't actually find the resources that I need to survive, and I just look around and go, well, this means I'm dead. Which was kind of an unfortunate thing. Selling near beefaloes, I mean, that's the best option, honestly. They can give you a lot of benefits in the early game. Bought the Michael game? Gotcha. Welcome back, though. Alright, do I think that this is a winnable run? I do, in fact. It's gonna be a rough one, though. Like, our damage isn't bad, and when we utilize our ability, we're not in a bad spot. Yeah, just trying to avoid the eye shot. Thankfully, Leech is recovering a lot of our health quite consistently, making it kind of easy for me. Playing on Starve, again recently, but so much new stuff is almost overwhelming. Yeah, when I recently played it, I only played the original, but apparently, like, you kind of want to, like, be in a spot to where you know what you're doing out of the gate, because the new stuff makes it so much more harder, apparently, like, based on what I've heard. Yeah, it's definitely a fun game that just needs more direction of, you know, if you wanted something to do, here's your next step, yada yada yada. That'd be my biggest complaint about Don't Starve. I mean, even like Minecraft, for example, which is an open world survival game, you know, at least has objectives. You know, okay, I want to kill the Wither, I want to kill the Ender Dragon, I want to go visit a sea temple, right? There are objectives to be had in Minecraft. And Don't Starve, it is just simply to not starve. Though I guess that same thing could be theoretically said for, like, Oxygen Not Included, but I also really enjoy Oxygen Not Included, because there's always something new that you need to do. It gets progressively harder as you continue to survive more. So it's never a point of you get into a resource loop. And if you do like resource management games, I would highly recommend Oxygen Not Included as well. It's a fun game, at least in my opinion. It's a mess of a room. Yep, saw one coming, but hey, we got Succubus off of Camping Conception, so honestly, not too worried about that. I love watching auction, but not for me. Gameplay-wise, fair. It's one of those games that can be really hit or miss. Personally, I absolutely adore the game. It gets to a point where I do hit, like, I guess, a knowledge gap, though, I will say. From, like, I have no idea what I need to do anymore. Or how I accomplish, you know, surviving at some points. It's like, okay, how do I do this, that? But that's actually kind of one of the fun parts about it. I'm always learning something new. So the one thing I will also say about Don't Starve is the fact that it doesn't actually tell you anything, which is good and bad in its own right, I would say. On one hand, it's nice because you get to learn as you play. On the other hand, I don't like it because I kind of wish that I had information. Emperor card. Honestly, I might hold on to that for now. Alrighty. Well, so far, the run's looking good. Might want to pop these barrels. so I don't accidentally kill myself, or rather hurt. I don't think I will kill myself right away, but still, point stands. There we go, not too bad. And apparently I've gone everywhere but towards the boss room. And should be good. And I don't exactly need money. Hey, you know what? I could use money on you for another item, potentially. And you could give me another buddy, too. That might not be a horrible idea. Huh. Do I guess stop with new stuff? I don't... they added water travel and islands. I have no idea what to do for, like game progress. Yeah, that's fair. I'm surprised I did not get hit there, I'll be honest. Those are one of those type of rooms I always get hit on, without question. Like, I have the turret timing down, just trying to keep track of so many tiers. But we are at the boss room, so this is going to be Mom's Heart, or rather, it lives. So let's stomp. Let's switch. Activate Box of Friends. And having 2 succubi is really good. One thing about succubi, it activates passive damage, but on top of which, it also increases your damage when you're inside of its aura. Devil deal again. Well, this is kind of my last deal anyways, so it makes sense for me to just go in. 9 lives? No, I'm just not going to do that. That's a bad idea in my opinion. That's a bad idea right there. Let's double check that was the right way I did. Perfect. Because I need to go to Cathedral and I need to go to Chest. So let's use Emperor card right away. Except, oh, I forgot to activate Box of Friends, or rather get it charged up. That's rough. That's going to lose me out on a lot of potential damage here. But good news is, between Succubus and everything else, I think I should be fine. I should have went through 2 rooms first. For both Monstro's Tooth and the like. Oh well. Not the end of the world. I think I should be okay here. Fortunately, Leech doesn't like to go after Isaac because of the way it moves. It's a lot of teleporting. And that usually means that... Ooh. Normally the corner is pretty safe. It's not there. Let's try and dodge as much as possible. Try not to take any more hits. Perfect. Use our bombs where applicable. And we're 1 hit away from death. Oh, come on. Please do not say this all for naught. Come on, Leech. Do the final blow. There we go. That's what I like to see. Okay. Hopefully these chests in the chest are going to help us out. Unfortunately, we didn't get our second angel key. Ooh, Nod Leaf. Hey, what's up, Harpy? How goes it? Stem cell, yes, please. HP up. Another buddy. Technically 2 buddies. Now, here's a little bit of a game break. Nod Leaf. What that means is that when I stand still, I become unbreakable, which means that I can no longer take damage. Now, cool thing about this is I have buddies that deal passive damage when enemies go towards them. So I could kind of cheese the game if necessary. I'm actually going to here, where I can just stand still, not take damage, and my buddies will do the rest of the work. It's kind of stupid, I'll be honest, and a little bit cheap. But in this instance, where I'm actually probably going to take a lot of damage in this room, might not be a bad idea. It makes a wee bit of sense, because now I can just let Leech and Succubus do all the damage, honestly. Doing pretty well, Harpy. Doing pretty well. Can't complain. Yeah, not only so enemies like this will get hit by follow bandages, will get hit by Leech, Succubus, whole 9 yards. So if I ever fear that I'm going to take a ton of damage, whether it's the next, the final boss or any of these rooms, I can just stand still and let my buddies do the work. There we are. Oh, was that the last one? That was. Alright, I'm going to take damage here. I'm going to stand still and just let the ghosts kill themselves with my ball of bandages. Makes way too much sense to me. Any room that I feel like I'm going to take contact damage, guaranteed for situations like that, I'm just going to stand still. Curse of the Tower, let's say no to that. Nope, not doing that. Not playing this room. No, thank, and you. You guys can just kill yourself on me. My ball of bandages will do the rest of the work. These guys got a huge speed increase in Repentance, to where they just move so freaking quickly. I am not about to play around with that. I'm laying Succubus and ball of bandages, and Leech do all the work here. Gonna be a little bit of time, but honestly, you know what? I can start moving around now. It's thinned out enough. The Lilith run's been going really well. Got even better now since we got Nod Leaf. And with the likes of Succubus, Leech, Ball of Bandages, and Headless Baby, I can pretty much just sit still and let every room kill themselves on me, which is not a bad situation at all. Oof. Took some damage there. I'm gonna Nod Leaf the bomb. Perfect. And Leech will also get me a lot of health, so I'm not too worried about losing health right now. This room is a little bit rough, but not the end of the world. The only one that I really am fearful of is Pestilence over there. The amount of creep that it can apply is just ridiculous, honestly. Alright, these guys are perfectly fine. We can take them out rather easily. Yeah, certain enemies I have no qualms going after myself. Little Horn especially is one of them. Here, let's use our ability. I don't think we need to use Nod Leaf here. I feel like we can just use our tears. Yeah, the music in chest is pretty intense. I don't know what I took damage on, I'll be honest. Oh, I know who I took damage on. The godforsaken, I don't know what this is called, actually. It's been a while since I've seen that enemy. Not Carrion Queen. Something else. Ooh, an Eternal Heart. I guess I'll let Bumbo get those. What's the Unicorn Pal? That is Buddy in a Box. That transformed into that, actually. Oh, no! The wrong Bumbo got the coins. My, my Box of Friends, Bumbo got it. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see. Oh, come on now. Why do you have to go and bomb yourself? Little piece of crap. Alright. Should be fine with this. Don't need to worry about it too much. Especially with boogers. Once boogers apply, technically I could just allow the boss to kill themselves. Isn't a horrible idea. Little Horn. There we go. Extra small room Succubus. Really good stuff. And double... Sloth? No. I always forget what you're called. Alright. Ooh, some more bombs. I like it, I like it. And Infestation 2's actually not too bad. I don't mind that in the slightest. Alright. Oh, I didn't even realize that Envy was still up, I'll be honest. I was just focused all in on greed. Actually, Bumbo, you want to grab those? I can get Bumbo tier 2. Nope, no Bumbo tier 2. Unfortunate. Yeah, the Box of Friends Bumbo is what grabbed it last time. Would have really appreciated Bumbo tier 2. We'll do some extra contact damage. Ooh, I'm not playing this room. Screw that noise. Nope, nope, nope. That's not for me. I will, Monstro Stews? Yeah, I do have that as well. I got, backpack, or rather school bag, so I have 2 active items now. So I have that in my back pocket for some extra damage if I need it. But since we have, whatchamacallit, Nod Leaf along with everything else, I don't know if I really need it necessarily. Alright. You guys are potentially going to damage me a lot, actually, so I'm going to... Actually, well, yeah, you're the red version, but having two of you is kind of rough. I'm gonna let one of you die first, and we'll go for the other one. Perfect. Yeah, one of you is a lot more manageable than two of you. There we go. Like I said, much easier. Oh, sorry, Bumbo. Meant to give that to you. And you two, pretty easy to manage. Yeah, Monstrous Truth is really nice. I mean, it deals 120 points of damage, so, like, in a pinch, it can really help you out. Alright, another Soul Heart. Let's switch to Monstrous Tooth. Let's activate, switch, and activate. And like I said, theoretically speaking, I could literally just stand still and do nothing thereafter. I don't think I really need to necessarily here. And the only other thing I could do on this floor is try and find a sacrifice room. To try and get another key piece from Mega Satan. Or we could go to the Void. I think if I leave the room, the Void goes away. Whereas I don't have a guaranteed sack room. I only have Afterbirth. Highly recommend picking up Repentance if you have the chance. It is well worth it, but it's a lot harder. That's one thing that everyone says. It is a lot harder. Okay, this room doesn't look bad. Let's see. We'll keep Chewed Pen. Yeah, no, I would highly, highly recommend it. That's some Atrocious Room. Let boogers do their thing. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to let Nod Leaf do its thing. Nope, I don't want to deal with this. No, thank you. Yo, what's up, Delirium? How goes it? How goes it? You know, I just realized I can cheese out Delirium. I can theoretically not do anything. And literally let Delirium kill himself on me with Nod Leaf. Double Monstro X. You know what? I'm gonna let them kill themselves on me. I literally can just do this and let Delirium kill himself. Yep, I don't need to do anything here. What I should do, though, is I should make sure that I'm over Headless Baby, because Headless Baby also has Creep. After Bills, I think I'll put some money towards Repentance. I would say if you play a lot of Isaac, I would highly recommend it. A whole lot of content. Especially if you don't have, like, all of the resource packs, or rather, like, DLC packs that they also have come out with. Would definitely recommend it. Yeah, look at this. I just, you know, at this point we can just do a Isaac Q&A. Let's see, let's get rid of you relatively quickly. Yeah, I think we'll go into every boss room that I see. There's no reason for me not to at this point. Wow, first one we found, Delirium. Yeah, we're just gonna chill. Let me just do this real quick. Yeah, I have double Leech doing damage. We have double Succubus. I have Monstrous Truth as well. I don't think it'll do too much. I think the game thinks that I'm not doing anything and that I beat the boss because I'm just sitting here. It's like, wait, you're playing Delirium, but you're not doing anything? What? This makes no sense. Because the boss music's ended. Wee bit confused. I think the game's a bit confused right now. And we'll grab the Soul Heart. We'll play this out a little bit. And then if we get down to low health, I say, I'll just Nod Leaf it. I think that is the play here. Because if we can apply a lot of boogers to Delirium, that's a ton of passive damage. Like, the Snot Goblin or boogers is such a useful freaking item, honestly. We're dealing a decent amount of damage too, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think we would be based on what we have in hand, but it's not doing too bad. Okay, that contact damage is kind of ridiculous. Come on, game. That was a wee bit ridiculous. Yes, Apollyon is unlocked. We didn't exactly get a great first run last week, but I'll probably run another Apollyon run. Actually, I should probably do that next. Yeah, you know what? We'll do an Apollyon run next. I think that might be a good idea. Try and get them to Mom's heart at the very least. The game's so confused right now. I don't know how I broke it. Okay, well, that's just rude. Got some red hearts around, though. That's useful. Yeah, it's so strange fighting Deliriums going, I really could care less about you. Because I don't need to worry about Delirium at all. All I have to do is just kind of play out the game. And eventually Delirium is going to die, whether I get down to half a heart or not. It's kind of insane, thanks to Nod Leaf. Like, most people look at Nod Leaf, it's kind of a overlooked item, to say the least. But when in doubt, it can help out quite a lot. Alright. Yeah, 147 hours on Isaac. Fair, fair. Yeah, I don't know how many hours I put on this game, because I used to play a lot on console as well as PC. Well, we're already down to halfway on Delirium. Hello, if you could die, that would be appreciated. Your fate's inevitable, Delirium. Let's put it this way. There's no way that you win against me. Once I get down, I'm gonna say to 1 full heart. I think I'm going to probably utilize Nod Leaf just to play it safe. Last thing I want to do is get too close to death and not respect when about to die. That would be a wee bit of a mistake, to say the least. Now we're 1 more hit away, and then we're going to Nod Leaf it out. Nod Leaf time. Just make sure we stand on our headless babies, and we're good. Oh wait, yeah. I don't know what just happened. I think it's Leech. Leech just gave us 2 full hearts of health. Alright, back to shooting. I think that because Delirium spawn flies, double Leech just procced and gave us a ton of free health. We still need to do Blue Womb. Yeah, Blue Womb is rough with Hush. Really hit or miss on if it's a good run to do it. Alright, so 2 more hits, and then we'll once again go down back to Nod Leaf. I think that's the right move. Jesus Christ, Delirium. I hate that it can spawn in multiple places at the same time. Kind of absurd. Yeah, like these attacks here, I could care less about. Where are you going? I need you to die. Just face your fate, Delirium. There's no way you get out of this one. Kinda wish that boogers would still apply, even after the teleport, but I understand why it doesn't, because technically the object has left. Alright, back to our Nod Leaf play. Kinda want to be on top of my babies, but see, look. Interesting, we didn't take damage, but we got teleported due to Littlehorn, and we're still getting more health thanks to, the leeches. That's so funny. Leeches just putting in some work. Like, the health that you get from Leech is actually pretty good. Well, I just think that I beat a boss. What? The game is so confused. Okay, I'm on half a heart. I'm not moving. I am not moving until I've officially defeated Delirium. Not happening. Nope. Not moving. Hands off the keyboard. There we go. And once I saw half a heart, I'm like, nope, not moving anymore. Not happening. Not happening. Is there possibility of us finding a sack room on the Void? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a challenge room. So I don't think we can get back up the chest. So I think that's that for Lilith. Not too bad. I mean, we got to Cathedral, we got the chest, and Delirium as well. I mean, not a bad run, all things considered. So, a really good Lilith run right there. We unlocked Euthanasia's, Camden Conception, and Rune Bag. So, some good stuff indeed. Yes, poor Isaac, seriously. I would highly recommend it. Get into Isaac lore. It's very depressing. And it's very big on Edmund, the creator of Isaac, talking about how organized religion can be detrimental to youth if not obviously applied appropriately, because there's appropriate applications of religion, but stuff like this can go a bit much. Isaac's mom, basically the lore is that Isaac's mom is a devout Christian and basically goes a little bit insane with it to the point of making Isaac's life miserable. Isaac's dad also, based on what we understand, leaves the family due to it as well. There's a whole lot there. Like I said, highly recommend checking out the lore. There's a whole lot to unpack. And it's quite depressing, honestly. But it's more or less a narrative on organized religion.